I told you you could be eating fresh homemade cinnamon rolls in about 2 hours? Don't believe me? Make sure to stay tuned and see how we're going to do it. Friends, and welcome back to the homestead, and we're in the kitchen again today, and today is our last Savor the Slow Embracing January with Slow Cooker Meals video. Whew, that's a mouthful. And today is a little bonus video I'm going to be sharing with you because I made these for Christmas morning and they were amazing. Now y'all know I'm a little famous, at least within my family, for my cinnamon rolls. Aiden loves them. My mother demands I make them every time she visits. And they are good, but they can be a little time consuming. But for Christmas morning this year, I discovered a way that I can make them in my slow cooker. Yup. They were delicious, they were fast. I was able to have them bake while we were opening our presents, and then they were ready for a quick snack while I was making breakfast. They were delicious, and I knew I had to add it to my series, Savor the Slow, to share with all of you. Because cinnamon rolls are delicious, they're so good. And today is a great day to be making these because we're having a snowstorm. The good news about snowing, it's significantly warmer than it has been. It's not like a spring day, but it's definitely warmer than it has been, and it is quite beautiful. Okay, so for these cinnamon rolls, I've already started. I got my yeast already going, and look at that. That's definitely a very active yeast. So this is 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast, a teaspoon of sugar, and a 1/4 cup of warm water. And we are ready to add that to our flour mixture. So starting off, we have 2 cups of flour in our bowl. You always want to start with a little less than you are going to need. We're probably going to need anywhere from 2 1/2 to 3 cups, depending, but we're going to start with 2 cups. There's also, what else is in here? There's some salt. There's a teaspoon of salt, and we're going to add 1 large egg and our yeast. And we want to make sure we get all that yeast. 3 tablespoons of softened butter. Mine melted just a teeny bit in the microwave, but it's okay. It's not going to hurt it any. We're going to get all that out. A 1/2 cup of warm milk. And we need a 1/4 cup of sugar. So we're just going to beat this on medium speed until it's all incorporated, and then I'll see how much more flour I need to add. Okay, so we're going to add, at a time, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of flour. We want a smooth and elastic dough. Once we start seeing it pulling away from the sides, we have enough flour. Might only need 2 1/4 cups today. We're gonna see. I have a feeling it might take another 1/4 cup. Yep, I'm gonna add another 1/4 cup. So we're now at 2 1/2 cups of flour. And we're gonna add another 1/4 cup. So that last 1/4 cup did it. It's starting to pull away from the bowl. So we're going to remove it, and we're going to knead it by hand until it feels like a smooth elastic ball. It's a little sticky right now, so we don't want it sticky. That took about 3 minutes, so we're gonna cover, let it rest for 10 minutes. Our dough is resting. We are gonna get our slow cooker prepared. I have 2 pieces of parchment here. I'm gonna put one across this direction, and I'm gonna put one the other direction. It's just because my parchment's not big enough to cover my whole crock pot. I want to make sure the one going widthwise is hanging over. And then we're just going to give it a little spray. Okay. And then we're ready for when our dough is done resting. That has been 10 minutes. We're now going to roll it into a 16 by 10, roughly, rectangle. But it's about 16 by 10, and I have 3 tablespoons of softened butter, and we're just gonna spread this on here and leaving about a ½ inch from the edge. In here I have a 1/4 cup of organic cane sugar and a tablespoon of cinnamon. You can use brown sugar. We just don't prefer the brown sugar on our cinnamon rolls. I'm gonna roll it up as tight as I can, so I get that nice cinnamon roll shape when you cut. Cinnamon rolls out of this. I'm going to use my Piccolo Haas bread knife, and these are going to, if we want 12, they're each going to have to be about 1 1/3 inch wide. So 12. We're just going to roll this one up. I always find I roll up the ends a little bit tighter. Okay. We are going to place these into our slow cooker. I like to squish them down just a little bit. There we go. And you are going to put these side by side. Perfect. So you're going to take a towel and place it over here and then put the lid on. This is clean towel. I used it just to cover the dough while it was rising. And we're going to cook on high for 2 hours or until you see the edges start getting brown. We're about 10 minutes shy of 2 hours. I checked on them a little while ago. We're going to check on them again. I think they might be done. Oh, they smell so good. And they are starting to get a little brown, I think, around all the edges. I think we're done. So we're going to lift these out and put them on the island to cool for a few minutes. I'm going to let these cool for 20-30 minutes, and then we're going to just put a slight, light powdered glaze on top of them. And then the best part, we're going to eat one. So while those are cooling, we're going to make a little bit of powdered sugar icing. I'm just going to use 2 of these. They're a little bit bigger than a teaspoon, but not as big as a tablespoon. A little bit of vanilla. And I know some people like to use milk. I actually just like to add water. I'm going to wait and see if I even need to. Yep, we're going to add just the smallest amount of water. Maybe a 1/4 teaspoon. It's just a tad bit thinner than I'd like, so I'm going to add just a little bit more sugar. And I'm going to let this sit, and it will thicken up a little bit because I don't want to add more sugar. I'm trying to keep these not too sweet. Okay, we're going to let that sit while these cool. They're still a tad bit warm, but I couldn't wait any longer. These are delicious. Really good. Start to finish, just over 2 hours. Not bad for homemade cinnamon rolls. It normally takes me pretty much a good half a day to make them, because my typical recipe, the dough rises for 2 or 3 hours, and then you have to rise the cinnamon rolls. So, much quicker and just as delicious as the harder way. Thank you, friends, for coming along with me while I shared several different ways of using our slow cookers during this Savor the Slow series I've shared with you this month. I really hope my sharing these recipes has made you look at your slow cookers in a little bit of a different way. You can make everything from breakfast to snacks to dessert, plus, of course, dinner. And it's not just for this time of year. My slow cooker gets a workout even in the summer, because then I don't have to heat up my whole house to make us a meal. And if it's raining or it's just not a meal we want on the barbecue, I can just put it in the slow cooker and we have a delicious meal that didn't heat up our house. Until then, friends, take care. God bless. We'll see you in the next series of videos. Take care.